Lecture number 13 for the chapter integration, and we are starting the topic of integration by part, which is the product rule of integration. As you have done in case of the product rule of differentiation, the product rule of integration is known as integration by parts. So let fx and gx are the two differentiable function, then integration of fx into fx into g dash x dx with respect to x will be equal to fx. Integration of this will be gx minus derivative of this multiply the with the gx with respect to x. This is seeming to be somewhat difficult. Now in the simple language, integration of two function is equal to first function as it is multiply by the integration of the second function. It is the first function and this is the second function. Then first function you have to write as it is, multiply by the integral of the second function minus integral of what? The derivative of the first multiply by the integral of the second function you are already find. For the benefit of the integral of the product of the two functions, the order of preference for the function to be chosen as first function, you have to learn it because it make the integration by parts easy. ILATE, I let you learn it. I means inverse trigonometric function, L means logarithmic function, A means algebraic function, T means trigonometric, E means exponential. It means of these out of these whatever will be the function, you have to take that function first. If we have logarithmic and trigonometric, then you take logarithmic x first and trigonometric x second. When you are having exponential and algebraic, then you have to take algebraic first function and exponential second function. Then you will able to do these integration by parts easily. So integration by parts is first function into integration of second function minus integral of differentiation of first multiply by the integral of second function. And this formula will have good command when you do 3 or 4 questions in the exercise. Now there's property of this integration by part. If e raised to power x into multiply fx plus the derivative of f, then it is equal to e to power x fx plus c. Now if we integrate by parts, you will get this. You don't have to do the solution of this. If e raised to power kx into k fx plus f dash x, then it is equal to a raised to power kx into fx. This property is more important. E to power x fx plus f dash x is equal to e to power x fx plus c. So this is the integration by part or product rule of the integration. While discussing this exercise 7.6 based on the integration by part, so be very careful. X sin x you have to integrate. It is a product, it is an algebraic, and it is a trigonometric function. So according to this ILATE form, algebraic function you have to take first and trigonometric you have to take second. So algebraic first, trigonometric second. This you put it here, first and second function whatever you are taking. Now the integral is, you have to write first function as it is, integration of second minus derivative of first into integral of the second function, you have put it here. That is inverse of integration of sin x. So integral of sin x is minus cos x, minus derivative of first function is 1, and the integral of sin x you have already done, which is minus cos x, multiply, it will become plus, and integral of cos x is sin x plus c. So you can avoid this step, then it will be easy for you, as I have done in the question number 2. Algebraic trigonometric, algebraic first, trigonometric second. The first function as it is, integration of sin 3x. When you are doing the 7.6 exercise, it means you can integrate directly sin 3x. It is cos 3x divided by the derivative of 3x, which is equal to 3. So minus cos 3x upon 3. Integral of sin is minus cos 3x and divided by derivative of this 3x. Minus derivative of first, that is x, its derivative is 1. Multiply the integral of second, which is minus cos 3x upon 3. This. Arrange this, you are getting cos 3x, and integral of cos 3x is sin 3x divided by 3, which is equal to 9. The integral of cos 3x is sin 3x divided by 3. So 3 is already there, so it will be 9 minus minus plus. Algebraic and exponential, so you have to take algebraic at the first and exponential as second. So first function as it is, integral of e to power x, which is e to power x, minus derivative of the first, which is 2x, multiplied by the integral of e to power x, which is e to power x. Arrange it, it is 2x e raised to power x. It is again the product rule. So again you have to integrate by parts, taking algebraic and exponential first and second, taking care of this negative sign. You can put the square bracket, the first function as it is, integration of second minus derivative of the first, which is equal to 1, multiply by integral of second, which is e raised to power x as it is. So minus 2x e to power x minus minus plus e to power x का integral is e to power x and into 2 plus c. Algebraic and logarithmic, so you have to take the logarithmic function as the first and algebraic as second. Isolate, in isolate word, log is coming first than algebraic. So log as the first function, algebraic as the second. So first function as it is, that is log x multiplied by integral of second, that is x square upon 2 minus derivative of the first, which is 1 upon x, into integral of the second, which is x square upon 2, this bracket. X will be cancelled out, so you have to integrate only x, which is x square upon 2. Again we have algebraic and logarithmic. So logarithmic function first, algebraic as second. The first function as it is, integration of second, which is x square upon 2 minus derivative of the first, which is 1 upon 2x into 2. I know you have a good command over the differentiation and basic integral. So derivative of log 2x is 1 upon 2x into 2 multiply by this x square upon 2, which is the integral of the second function. Arrange it, you are getting only x in the integral, so integral of x is x square upon 2. Again we have algebraic and logarithmic. So logarithmic function first and algebraic second. So first function as it is, integration of second, which is x cube upon 3 minus derivative of the first, which is 1 upon x, into integral of second, which is x cube upon 3. And you have to integrate with respect to x, so it means you have to integrate only x square, which is x square upon x cube upon 3, x cube upon 9, because 1 upon 3 is already there. Now see this question carefully, it is a good question, there's some arrangement in it. So algebraic and inverse trigonometric function, the inverse trigonometric function is first and algebraic is second. The first function as it is, integral of second, which is x square upon 2 minus derivative of the first, which is 1 upon under root 1 minus x square, into integral of second, which is x square upon 2. Now see the arrangement in the second integral. The second integral becomes somewhat difficult. So what I have done, I have written as x square upon under root 1 minus x square. So what I have done, I have put the negative sign here with x square minus x square and put positive here and adding and subtracting 1. Why I have done it? Again I am telling it, I have taken minus 1 2 with x square and adding and subtracting 1. So 1 minus x square minus 1 and plus sign will be there because minus sign I have taken with x square. And break into this, the 1 minus x square upon under root 1 minus x square will be equal to under root 1 minus x square, because x upon root x is root x and minus 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. So this is under root a square minus x square is a special integral of under root x square a square minus x square, and it is the inverse of sine inverse. It is the integral of sine inverse x. See it very carefully. You can break into two, this into this into this, these two integral, and it is a special integral of under root a square minus x square, which is x by 2 under root a square minus x square plus a square upon 2 sine inverse x upon a, where a is 1 and x is x itself, and this integral is sine inverse x 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. Now you can collect the terms containing sine inverse x. There are three terms containing sine inverse x square upon 2, 1 upon 2 minus half, and simplify like this. You can separate these terms, take sine inverse x common in this and this, you will get this. So it is a good question arrangement in the second part of this integration by parts. So this is the 7.6. We are discussing the integration by parts. Similarly is the question number 8. Again integration by parts. X into tan inverse x. So inverse trigonometric function as first function you have to take. Algebraic you have to take second. So first function as it is, integration of x, which is x square upon 2 minus derivative of the first, which is sin tan inverse x, whose integral is 1 upon 1 plus x square, into integral of this. Again you can take half common, x square upon 1 plus x square, and to integrate it you have to make some arrangement, adding and subtracting 1 plus 1 minus 1. This upon this will be equal to 1, and this upon this 1 upon 1 plus x square, taking care of this minus half. So minus half into this, minus half into 1 will be plus half dx upon 1 plus x square. It is an integration of tan inverse x. 1 upon 1 plus x square integral is tan inverse x, and it is 1 plus x square upon 1 plus x square is equal to 1, and the integral of 1 is x. So you can collect the term containing tan inverse x in this, x square upon 2 plus half and minus x. First of all, take half common in all the three terms and collect tan inverse x, whose coefficient is x square and 1. This. Again, this is a question number 9, with just as same as question number 8. We have, question number 7 we have done it here, like 18. In the last page we have done. So we have cos inverse x into x. It is a first function you have to take as inverse trigonometric function, and algebraic you have to take second. So first function as it is, integration of second, which is x square upon 2, minus derivative of the first, which is minus 1 upon under root 1 minus x square, into integration of, you have already done, x square upon 2. Now take care of this x square upon under root 1 minus x square, 1 upon 2 outside this. Now we have minus x square, so adding and subtracting 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1. Because we have under root 1 minus x square, which just same as 1 minus x, so this upon this, this upon this. So x upon root x is root x, so 1 minus x square upon under root 1 minus x square will be under root 1 minus x square. I think you know how to divide by having the same base, and on division the power will be subtracted, or you know that x upon root x is root x. So 1 upon under root 1 minus x square, minus minus plus half, 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. So this is a special integral of under root 1 minus x square we have done in question number 8. A square minus x square, which is under root a square minus x square, x by 2 under root a square minus x square plus a square upon 2 sine inverse x upon a. This is a special integral, and this is the inverse of sine x plus c. You can collect the terms containing sine inverse x in this, and you can separate the other. Like this you can do it. Question number 10, it is only sine inverse x whole square. So how can you do it? You can let sine inverse x is equal to t or theta, then x will be equal to sine theta, and cos theta will be equal to under root 1 minus x square, because cos theta is equal to under root 1 minus sine square theta. And dx upon d theta will be equal to cos theta. So replace the value of dx is equal to cos theta into theta, and this we have let equal to theta. This is algebraic and trigonometric. So algebraic at first, trigonometric at second. First function as it is, integration of second minus derivative of the first, which is 2 theta into sine theta. Again, it is a integration by part. It is a first function, it is a second function. Again, you're taking care of this negative sign, plus 2. First function as it is, integration of sine is minus cos, minus derivative of first, theta ka derivative it is 1, and minus cos theta. Arrange the negative sign, minus minus plus, 2 cos theta cos 2 theta cos theta, minus minus minus, it will be negative 2 integration of cos theta. Integration of cos theta, 1, 2 and 3 negative sign, so negative cos theta, integral of cos theta is sin theta plus c. Now put the value of theta, which is sine inverse x, put the value of sine theta, which is equal to x, and theta sine inverse x, and cos theta is under root 1 minus x square, and like this, because the question is in terms of x and you have to write the answer in terms of x only. Okay, we'll discuss in the next lecture. Thank you.